I've had a long-standing interest in time capsules. I love LA history, especially unique history and things that involve building and technical challenges such as this. So it's been a lot of fun trying to navigate the different aspects of this project to get it to really happen. It took us just about a year to figure out logistically how we were going to extract the time capsule. We knew from just a couple photographs from May 3rd of 1925 when the Board of Library Commissioners formally dedicated the building by placing the time capsule in the cornerstone, and really not much more information than that to go by. I mean, the biggest challenge was the fact that they never put out instructions or gave a plan for how we were supposed to get it out. There was no access hatch or door or clear method really for retrieving this at all. We couldn't proceed without first being able to verify that it was still where we thought it was. So we could drill some small holes into the grout line between the cornerstone and the other limestone blocks on the building facade. We were able to drill these holes and run in a little borescope camera, and almost immediately we were able to locate the box. Prior to this, we were assuming that we were going to have to remove limestone blocks from the wall above the cornerstone, try to lift it up, and basically remove the box as an exact reverse engineering of the way that it was initially placed and installed. Through that process, we were able to determine that it would make more sense from a historic preservation perspective to go in through the interior of the building, which happens to be the men's restroom. We were able to take out a couple historic marble wall panels that will be replaced after the work is done. We even had to cap off the plumbing that was obstructing our path to get at the actual time capsule. But here is what I really wanted to show off at this stage, because this is kind of really cool. So this material here, these are terracotta blocks that are used in a lot of parts of the building, but this section is unique because it's actually just bricking over this square entry. And so the next step was to drill, jackhammer, and break out enough of that block to expose the back side of this massive limestone cornerstone, and then hammer away, chisel, cut until we could get the back section of the cornerstone itself removed, and then finally hammered away enough to actually pull the box out. It took about a week to access the box itself, and then additional time to repair the wall and reopen the restroom. This was really meant to represent an institution at a moment in time. In the original Board of Library Commissioner meeting minutes, they submitted a list of the contents of the time capsule. So this is currently all that we have to go on in terms of what to expect. There's an immense sense of anticipation, but the journey of retrieving this, the box itself as an artifact is an amazing thing, and whatever it contains will be valuable institutional history, if not something more indicative of life in Los Angeles. We had to treat it with a lot of care to make sure that we didn't damage the contents. This is a custom-made copper box that was soldered shut on all sides. So we ended up drilling a hole just big enough to get some manual shears in so it could be hand cut around the perimeter of the lid. The contents of the time capsule are remarkably well preserved, especially given the fact that they were sitting in the middle of our wall for a full 100 years. One of the things that was on the list was photographs of the previous locations of the Central Library. But what we didn't expect was that it would be compiled in this beautiful scrapbook, The Homes of the Los Angeles Public Library. It's just really nice to see the care and attention that was put into preserving this, starting with the Downey Block on Temple and Main, the Old City Hall in Los Angeles, the Homer Laughlin Building downtown, the Hamburger Building, another department store, and the Metropolitan Building, before you finally get this view of, it says present building, but it's actually a painting because it was still in construction at that time. This list of the employees of the Los Angeles Public Library is a really beautiful thing because, as simple as it is, it's presented with dignity and pride. It really shows that they valued the contributions of everybody on the staff to help make the institution what it was. Even on the first page here, you've got, of course, the city librarian, Everett Perry, at the top, but Right below that is janitorial workers for Central Library, like a gentleman named Doc Cooksey. This is another really interesting document here, a statement from the architects of the Central Library. The statement really gets into some of the challenges that they face from an architectural and engineering perspective throughout the course of the building. And like the library itself, this statement includes the names of all of the draftsmen who worked in the architect's office and helped design this amazing library. One of the most vague or kind of wild card items on our inventory list of what was in our capsule was all of the contents of the cornerstone of the normal school building that was on this site before the library was built. The normal school opened here in 1882 and later would become UCLA and move to Westwood. We sort of had a time capsule within our time capsule. One of the most unique pieces, certainly from the 1881 normal school capsule, is this, which refers to itself as a relic from the catafalque obsequious of President Garfield. And we have a little bit of helpful context from our 1925 librarians who've included a couple of typewritten notes on blank catalog cards. This one says, "The year 1881 was also the year of the assassination of President Garfield. The bit of black cloth and the dried moss are mementos from the funeral. The badge was one worn by the members of a local engine company in the memorial services." The population of Los Angeles in 1881 was only 11,183, so the city was a dramatically different place than it was already by the 1920s when our library was being built. Both time capsules contained objects that represented the city more at large, so both of them had a lot of newspapers. From the 1881 selection, I thought it was most interesting that we had a series of newspapers in languages other than English. We have La Crónica, the Spanish language newspaper, as well as newspapers from LA from that weekend in French and German. Just a kind of interesting demographic look at who was in Los Angeles at that time. The population was small, but it was already extremely diverse. We're always trying to expand the depth and breadth of the stories we have available. And when we're able to do that for our own institutional history, that's a really special thing, and it just doesn't come along every day. It's pretty incredible to have this direct link to the leaders and supporters of this institution 100 years ago. Their dedication and hard work has made it possible for the institution to continue to thrive. It's in that spirit that we're really excited and energized to continue the work of making sure that the library remains relevant and a critical resource for Angelenos for another 100 years to come.